Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the case of the fish room build. So we've done a few bits since we were last on the first video that we did. So obviously I've painted, you can see, around to there. So we've got a couple of tanks up here. We've actually moved some of the fish across as well. So we've got the dwarf neon rainbows, or the Praecox rainbow. These guys are looking sweet. There's a bit of algae glass. I'm doing a big cleanup today. There's about 50 of these guys in here. Absolutely love going for the food there. So there's male and females in there. We've got the shrimp tank that's going strong, or box thing, whatever you want to call it. There's absolutely loads of shrimp. Some of them are buried, cherries in there. We've got the trumpet snails, the Malaysian trumpet snails, and the ram's horns in there as well. In the tank just next door, we've got the pair of blue rainbow fish, which are just hiding at the moment. I can actually see them. I've got a few mops in there, and they have spawned. So on this side of the fish room, I've just set up this little fry container, and hopefully we'll get some fry in the next 7 days. So they're the blue rainbow fish. I'm going to make this into the fry section just here. So there's going to be these small containers. Obviously I've got my brine shrimp hatch going. If you can hear loads of buzzing, obviously it's the air pumps and stuff that are going off. I've moved the better fish into this big tank now. So they're just in there growing out. I think there's about 50 better fish in there, males and females. And then we've also added some air into the room now, so I've just got this air pump at the back there. You can probably just see it. I've hung it from the rafters at the minute, just because I've got nowhere to put it on. It vibrates quite a bit, but this is going to run the air in this side of the room, and then I'm going to get another one as well to run this side of the room. We've painted out this back bit now. I just wanted to do a bit of an update because I've just been on Facebook Marketplace. Just move this siphon out for just a moment. I've been on Facebook Marketplace this morning, and there were a gentleman that lives quite close to me who was selling just loads of fish stuff. So I managed to pick up 2 of these tanks, one of the smaller ones, which I've got up there. So these 2 are the smaller ones, this is the bigger one, the bigger size. It's hard to tell on camera, but this one's slightly bigger. So I've got 2 of the bigger ones, one of the smaller ones, then 2 50-litre tanks as well, and he's just thrown that in as well. But he threw in a bag of like loads of other things. So there's like ornaments like this that I probably won't keep. I might just put them back on, Marketplace and make a fiver off it or whatever, and try and pull some money back. This little castle as well. There's in this there's loads of stuff that I can use. There's air pumps like this Sarah air pump just down here. We've got other filters and things just in bags everywhere really. There's just lights and filters. There's a Fluval U1 or U2, I'm not sure which one it is. But we're going to sort of make use of this stuff. It all needs a clean out, but this is how you should start your first fish room. You're not going to go out and buy brand new tanks to just deck out the place, especially if you're just like me, a normal guy, work 9 to 5, whatever. We're going to start off cheap and then, upgrade the tanks as we go along. So we're going to start off with some of these. We've got some fish breeding already, so we've got the Praecox rainbows. They're going to be ready for sale, in a couple of weeks. Just keep feeding them brine shrimp, get them in a bigger tank, hopefully one of these 50-litre tanks I'm going to set up on the end, or maybe just down here. We've got some lighting up as well, put these strip lights up. I'm going to box around them because it's difficult to video when the lights are on. You get a better perspective when they're covered, so I'm going to make some boxing. Still got board the ceiling. I've insulated all the door now. Basically we're just having a bit of a sort round. We still have got all the timber there. I have had some comments about the strut here, which I am going to change probably today or tomorrow. I'm going to put it on the inside. NY Gold, good shout there. I totally didn't even think about it because NY Gold was saying the screws that go through here are the only support for that, whereas if the wood were underneath, it's got the downward force pushing into the floor, which is exactly what I needed to do. This way is incorrect, so big shout out to NY Gold for pointing that out. That's a real good one. So if you guys do see out like that you think I need to change, obviously let me know, because this is the first time I'm building a fish room. There's going to be a lot of weight on these shelves, and logically that downward force is just not going to be strong enough for these screws, so I'll be cutting this off here and putting it inside the shelf rather than to the side, if you know what I mean, because that's the screws that are holding the weight of these tanks at the moment. and that needs to be done before I get any more weight on this top shelf or the middle shelf, you know, and it wants a couple in. So a big shout out to NY Gold's channel for that, and check out his channel anyway, 'cause it's awesome. I'll be doing that shortly today. But first of all, we need to give all this a clean up. We're gonna get some water in these tanks, give them a good clean out, and then we'll probably take the lids off these ones because I prefer like rimless type like this, and we'll get them all stacked up on the shelves. But all this stuff still all over the place. We need to organise and get straightened up. So then guys, obviously we need to have a big sort out in this room. We've just got stuff everywhere. So I'm still doing the big water change on the big tank with the cichlids in. We just need to have a shift around basically so we can get some of these tanks either set up or just something like put in place. So I'm going to clear this shelf off, just the bottom shelf. Like I said, we've got some air running now, so we can run some air lines down to the tanks, and that'll just help us with getting set up, having the big air pump there. It is a little noisy, I must admit. I got that from my local fish shop, the one that I use all the time. And great guys there. And because it's such a bit of a small area, you know, we're not having like massive tanks or really deep tanks that we need to be forcing air into. We should be all right with that little air pump there. I can't remember the specs on that. When I can reach the box in the corner, I'll let you know what air pump it is and you know what sort of specs it's running. But in the meantime, we just need to clear out some of this stuff. You know, stuff like this, it's probably not going to be used. These flexi hoses are real bad, but we can use the end part of this. I'm one of these guys that likes to recycle everything, so this part will be good because I can get down deep and gravel vac in the bigger tanks, and I'll just put that on a better hose. Something like these type of water hoses that I use are much better for doing water changes. So I'll try and figure out a way of connecting this onto there. That'll make for a good gravel vac. So, but most of the things in here, we've got some small filters and things that I probably won't use. They're mainly for a smaller setup of fish room really. I went in for the glass. I wanted the glass for more tanks basically, and more grout tanks for the fish room. So I mean things like this volcano with the little, I'm assuming that bubbles come out at the top of it or whatever. It's not my kind of thing, as you guys know. I like the live plants and the aquascape type of deal. But we'll keep hold of them for now, and might set a little fish tank up for kids in the house or something to have a little mess around with. But there's some stuff that will come in handy, you know, like these little pumps. I'll probably keep hold of, and then if my main air source breaks down or I need to run it off a jackery or something like that just to keep the fish room going, then these will come in handy, you know, the smaller pumps. I can run a few tanks off these. Like I say, there's just loads of stuff to go through and just see what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep really. But yeah, like I say, we'll get the glass. The glass is the main part of it. A bit of driftwood there, that'll come in handy. Pop that in this tank actually, and shrimp will climb all over that. There's a few bits of filters that I've either broke away or just need putting back together, but I'll have a look through that stuff later on off the camera. Don't want you guys sat there watching me figure out how the filters clip back together. Holiday block. That came too. We'll keep hold of that. Next time we go on holiday, we'll drop it in. These scrubbers are quite handy, you know, for getting down into the taller tanks. I'll probably keep hold of these. Some test strips in there. Just bits of all sorts really. Some filter media that's never been used. Just a cartridge. So, like I said, the tanks they do want a bit of a clean. I think he was storing them in his shed, he said. So they've got a bit, yeah, mucky and that, but we can soon clean them out. And you know, submarines are out like that. If you're interested, you live in Yorkshire, send me a message. They can be yours. Little shrimp cave thing. Some fake plants in, but these are quite handy for shrimp, to be honest, because they create like the biofilm on them, so the shrimp will just climb around and get hold of that. But yeah, the idea is these smaller ones think there's a base for this one somewhere. Here it is. So I don't think it glues on. It just sort of sits on it. These smaller ones are perfect for the fry tanks. You have to go in here. The idea of these is because it's such a small tank, you can target feed them a little bit because they're obviously really small fish. If you keep them enclosed and just put little bits of food in, you can feed them a lot easier than if you've got it, you know, a big tank and it's all spread out all over the place. So big air stern, that'll come in handy. These tanks here, the bigger ones, the 50 litre ones, are probably not going to bother with the lids. We'll see. I might put the lids on. These ones are going to go on the bottom shelf. Like I say, I need to strengthen these shells, so I won't be putting any water in these immediately, because I need to make sure these shells can handle the weight before we start putting in masses of water. And you know, we don't want to be it's a decent little tank actually. These ones are going to be the grouse probably for the smaller fish. So ideally I'm going to try and fill one of these up and get the cycle sponges down here. I'll run some airline through the shelf down to this bottom one, get another manifold so I can adjust the water and stuff and the air, and then we can have these growing out then down at the bottom. Like I say, there's no rush filling these up. Got a few weeks left before these guys are big enough to be in the bigger tanks anyway. I don't want to be running too much more power because I'm absolutely caning it for power. The insulation's definitely the next step for this fish room, because we're trying to heat it without no insulation. It's obviously not working out that much, the fans are on too much, and it's costing a lot to run at the moment. But we'll get it somewhat like, this one's a little Beaufront 50 litre. Again, decent little tank. It'll just be perfect for the grow outs. It's not too big and not too small, but again, they're just easy to feed, and it's like it should have a light on this one maybe. Yeah, it's got a light in there, so must have some sort of starter wire in one of these bags. It's looking pretty nice with the tanks in, I must admit. I keep thinking, should I have done it the other way around? Should you put the bigger tanks on top and the smaller ones on the bottom? But I'm not too fussed. Then we've got these two here as well, so I'll probably I think we're going to move the shrimp container out, and then we'll put some down here as well. This light can come off because we're going to use the shop lights now. So this light can come out. The massive wires and pipes that are everywhere. It's insane, literally insane the amount of stuff that you need. There's absolutely zero profit in doing this fish room. It's a very, very small profit, if any. Never mind. Just going to try and move this up a little, but it is full of water, so it's very heavy. I quite like them like buttered up to each other so I can get more in. I'm probably going to put one here, one of the bigger ones. I might actually move these down a little bit more and put the two, and have 3 big ones and then 3 smaller ones. That makes sense to me. Again, we're just sort of climbing over things at the minute. Finally made it to the air pump. So it's a Haley air compressor, model ACO 308, and its power consumption is 22 watts. The output's 45 litres per minute. The noise is 60 decibels, which I can account for, by the way. It's quite a loud thing. It's just used for aquarium air supply. You can use it for all sorts really. It says here manufacturing, medical equipment, airbeds, spare parts and cleaning. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is the one that I got. Like I said, one's probably not enough. Definitely it won't be enough when we put the loop in. I'm going to use 3/4 inch pipe to loop round once we've boarded the ceiling. That'll be either in this video or the next one. But that's, you know, once we get the roof boarded, I'm going to be a lot happier than as we stand now, because it's quite expensive to run. It's all right. So that's filling up now. It always looks messy even when you've changed the water in the cichlid tank. I'm not sure why. They're just slobs basically. But yeah. Bought myself one of these as well, one of these digital thermometers, you know, like the meat style one. It's really good. So I put it on. You can do it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's a really good bit of kit. It's like instant temperature. So for that little haul, guys, we got a bucket full of filters here, all different varieties. They all work as well. I've tested them all. We got all these ornaments. So there's the submarine, the castles and stuff. There's not really that I'd use there. There's also these ones just above. All different sort of fake plants and things. This is why I always say look on Facebook first. I give the guy an offer. They were happy to take the offer, and ended up with, you know, all these ornaments, bucket full of filters, all this stuff here. There were 5 tanks in total, I think. Yeah. So 2 of these bigger ones. They do need cleaning out. This one here had a sponge filter as well. A load of airline tubing that always comes in handy. The 2 bigger tanks, so this one and this one, obviously need to clean out. But that sort of gets my rows going now for breeding fish. I've got some little grow out tanks that I can use. Obviously these are my tanks just here. A bunch of heaters. I think there's about 5 or 6 of these. Some of them are bigger than others. Different heaters and things there. A bag full of multicoloured gravel, which I probably won't use. Well, I definitely won't use. So I don't know what I'll do with that. There's this little tank here, which we're actually going to take the top off in the front, and obviously the SpongeBob SquarePants background. I'm probably going to use this as my cherry shrimp breeding tank, I think. Just take the top off it. I'll just give them a bit more space because this little container's not great. There's loads of cherry shrimp in here though. Absolutely tons of them. Probably a bit too many for this little box now, so give them an upgrade. They can go in there. But yeah, like I say, guys, always worth looking on Facebook free ads. This was I was just in the right place at the right time, really. And obviously the guy were happy to sell me the stuff for the price that I were offering. There's also a few lights here, they're a bit sort of old school type of lights, but they could come in handy for something, so I'll keep hold of them. And there's a ballast just here with the connectors for a tube light, like a T5. So I'll keep hold of that. Probably won't use them, but as we're going on now, you know, I'll just start getting stuff set up and get these rows filled in, and obviously get some more fish bred out. Obviously, the more of these I sell now, the quicker I can get the stuff insulated and get the floor done. I need to paint around the edges still. This is just a bit of an update, guys. You know, I've still got some stuff I want to do around here. I want to board this off, and I'm probably going to put a canister in there and drill through the back for this bigger tank, so it's just inside. I can just take the board off, probably put it on magnets at the front there. I can just remove the board and have the canister, or maybe a sump even. I've strengthened this up already. I've put the legs underneath on this to the floor, and there's one support there, and also the frame at the back. It's got another spot there, and that shelf runs through. I'm going to put another spot at the back there, and a leg just here as well, but all this will be boxed in. And on this side I still need to do a few more legs on that side and get the supports in. But we're starting to get there now, guys. You know, it's starting to look a bit more like a fish room. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tanks in here now. Obviously I've got more to move in here when I get the time. I'm probably not going to put anything at the bottom. I'm probably going to get some bigger storage boxes like this from a wood and things like that, so I can scape out tanks. I might make, I've got a little thing that I can shorten down to put underneath this cabinet. It's probably going to have a big tank across there. I want to get some sort of organisation going here now. I need to move the Ghost Knife out of there. He'll probably go in one of the bigger tanks for now as well, just because he needs more room. So I'll put him in one of the bigger ones here, just to get him out of the small space, because it's not ideal in this little tank for him just now. He's still doing alright, but it's just sort of moping around a bit. He's not being himself. I need to get him out of there, pretty sharpish. Like I say, we're going to get some of these little breeding containers. These are the ones that I actually floated before in some of the old videos, if you watched, to hatch out the these guys. And I hatched out the neon fry. And obviously they're coming on nice now. Absolutely tons of these guys, but it's starting to get the colours now. Look, you see the females there with the yellow tail. There's loads of males in there too. But these guys need to be in a bigger space. There's far too many fish in that little tank. It's not fair on them. If it weren't for the house move, obviously these wouldn't be in this confined space. They'd be in in the bigger tanks. The better fish are in here now. You probably can't see them because they're so small. You can see one little dude there. Just focusing on my writing, so I'll try and find another one for you guys to have a look at. There's a few cherry shrimp in here, and there's some peppercorns in there as well. Then peppercorns will be moving very shortly. I can't actually see any of the better fish. They're that small. Also in the deal as well, I found this magnet. Been wanting one of these for a while for my big tank, because it's so hard to get right down to the bottom. But these are really good. Just getting off the the front glass, clean the front glass off. There's one little betters there. Look, see if we can get a good view of him. Or her maybe. Still really tiny, these guys, and there's absolutely loads of them in here. If I move this piece of wood here, they'll probably all come out from the bottom. They always seem to hide around this piece of wood. Yeah, there they are. So you can just see them there, starting to take shape. Some are getting some little sort of red colour to them. A lot of them are white still, but they're pretty cool still. That one's really fat. It's been eating some brine shrimp. Big orange belly on it. But yeah, these guys are going to grow out in here. I've given them the maximum space. Really. We've got a 150 litre tank. It's the biggest tank I've got in here, bar the 4 foot up there. But obviously I can't move the cichlids. So this is the next biggest space, because I just know the better to fight. If you guys got any idea when you split these guys up as well from being juvenile, if you can just leave us a comment in the comment section below, that would be perfect, because this is the first time I've ever done them and I've absolutely no idea. And it'll just make it easier if you guys can just drop us a comment, just to let us know when you split them up. At the moment they're playing nice, they're not beating each other up or out like that. Got a bit of algae going off in the back. You can see the cherry shrimp snacking down. I've just got cherry shrimp everywhere at the moment. I'm even thinking about putting all the cherries in here together. I might even do that still, but we'll see about that. And for now, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're having an awesome weekend. It's just a bit of an update video. I just wanted to sort of mention about the little deal I got on Facebook free ads. Thanks to the guy that lives very close to me for sorting that out for us. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot when you're building a fish room, because like I said before, they're not cheap to run or to build, so this will get me going a bit more, a bit quicker, just getting some fish grown out in these bigger tanks. These are the reason I bought them, for the 2 big tanks and for these 2 sort of medium ones. I've actually got one there, it's the same as these 2. These ones are slightly smaller, these 3, but these are good for really small fry, so like rainbow fry and stuff like that. But I'll be moving the blue rainbows into one of these tanks. I'm going to put some bozeman eye in the other one, which I've already got. Then I'm going to grow out probably the prey cocks in that one, and then I'm not sure about this one yet. I'll probably the ghost knife in that one, and then the prey cocks in this tank. So we'll see how we get on in the next video. Hopefully you guys will check in. Hopefully you're subscribed already. Check in next time and see how we're getting on with this fish room. Obviously we want to get this ceiling board as like #1 goal. And also this is double skinned, this wall I found out, so I might be drilling this and using expanding foam to fill in the walls. It'd be quite an expensive job, but once it's all filled in with expanding foam, then the walls are totally totally sealed then, so it'll help with the construction of it, and also it'll help with the insulation value of the walls, so they'll hold the heat a little better. So I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Hopefully having an awesome weekend, and peace out.